back again. I'm going to read you chapter 11 and 12 in The Dog's Way Home. Okay, chapter 11, Abby. As soon as school let out Monday afternoon, I went to the front office. The secretary, Miss Pleasley, sorted papers behind the counter. I cleared my throat. Miss Pleasley looked up and smiled. Well, hi there, Abby. Did you have a good day at school? Yes, ma'am. The first lie. That's nice, honey, she said, picking up her papers. I shifted my weight on my crunches. She looked up at me again. Is there something you need, Abby? Yes, ma'am, I said. I need a ride to the bus station. She took her glass off and let them hang from strings against her big bosom. Why in the world would you need to ride? Why in the world would you need a ride to the bus station? She asked. I swallowed. I have a relative coming in on the bus this afternoon from Virginia. I have to meet him there. The second lie. She puckered up her lips. Why don't your mama or daddy pick him up? My hands started to sweat, and my stomach itched. This lying was hard. My mama's going to meet us both there and carry us on back to the house. I'm just going to surprise her. I mean him. Miss Beasley studied me for a minute too long. I about melted in a puddle of relief when she said, I guess I can do that. I have to go right by there on my way home. She put the papers away in the file cabinet. Give me just a minute and I'll run you over there. I crunched over to the bench where kids usually sat when they were waiting to see the principal. Bad kids. I feel like a bad kid too, telling another lie to a nice person like Miss Peasley. I pulled the bus schedule I printed out on the school library printer from my backpack. I had to catch the 3:45 bus to Asheville if I had any hope of getting the bus up to Waynesboro, Virginia tonight. I glanced at the big clock on the wall. Right about now, the bus to my house would be pulled out of the schoolyard. I wish Miss Peasley would hurry up. Let's go, sugar, Miss Peasley said, swinging a plastic purse over her shoulder. I'm here to tell you, Miss Peasley is the slowest driver on God's green earth. She drove with one arm hanging out the car window, waving to anybody and everybody, like we had all the time in the world, which I surely did not. When did you get that cast off? She asked me. Couple of weeks, I said, at which point I would be back from Virginia with Tim. You settling into school okay this year? I know it's been a hard adjustment after being homeschooled and all. I just joked. Then, remembering my manners, I said, yes, ma'am. She smiled over at me. It must have been exciting traveling with your daddy's band, the Clear Creek Boys. I never really thought about it being exciting or not. It was all I know since I was first born, traveling all over the places in my old campers, then surrounded by music. When I didn't answer, she said, I know your grandmama was thankful when y'all moved in after your granddaddy died so unexpectedly. That first of hers way up in Wildcat Cove is so isolated for a woman alone. Finally, the Greyhound bus station came into view. Before she came to a full stop, I unbuckled my seatbelt. I surely do appreciate the ride, I said. I swung open the car door, scooted my crunches out in front of me, and put on my pack. I slammed the car door shut. Miss Peasley stretched across the car seat and looked at me like she was trying to think of what else to say. She opened the perky mouth of her. Abby, are you sure? I waved. Thanks again, I called as I crunched as fast as I could into the bus station. The bus station was practically empty. An old man in overalls slept, sitting up on the benches by the Coke machine. A woman fussed with her cranky baby. I marched as best I could up to the ticket window. An old man looked up from her paperback book. "Can I help you?" he asked. In my lowest voice, I said, "I need to purchase a ticket to Asheville, North Carolina." I said it just like I bought bus ticket all the times. He pushed his glass up on his nose and leaned forward to get a better look at me. "You would you?" I tried my best to look taller with those stupid crunches. "Yes, sir, I would. I got to go up and see my grandmama. She's sick." This time the lie slid off my tongue easy as hot butter. He leaned out a little farther and looked around the room. "Anyone traveling with you, young lady?" "No, sir," I said, which wasn't exactly a lie, but my granddaddy'll meet my bus in Asheville. The clock in his office ticked. We looked at each other. Finally he signed and said, "That'll be $40.60. Next bus is in 15 minutes. I counted out some of the monies I saved from our win at the agility competition. I surely hoped the rest would buy my bus ticket to Virginia. After I got my ticket, I bought a Coke from the machine. Mama never let me have Cokes. She said they eat the animals off your teeth. I figured she never know. Besides, I think I needed lots of brain power to figure out just what I was going to do once I got to Virginia. I sat on the bench away from the fussy baby and the snoring man. 15 minutes. I just make it out of the town before Mima realized I wasn't coming home. I took a swallow of Coke. It burned my throat. Maybe Mama was right. I set the Coke on the floor and unzipped my bag. Instead of all my school books, notebooks, and stuff, I had a clean shirt, a clean pair of underwear, a whistle, a picture of Tim, my lucky baseball cap that says "Shorty Rule," the lunch Mama packed that I never ate, my old beat-up copy of The Secret Garden, which I must have read a million times, and my map drawing sketch pad. I glanced at the clock. Just 2 more minutes, and I'll be on my way to find Tim. I wasn't exactly sure how it was all going to work when I got to Virginia, but I figured it would come to me. I propped my sketch pad on my knees and studied the map I've been working on since the accident. I drew in the mountains and the song Mama and I had been singing, and the winding road, the long shadows of the late afternoon sun, and the deer they say had likely darted in front of the truck. It made me sick to think about it, but I had to draw in Tim and the screeching tires, the smell of burning rubber, shattering glass, how the trees must have somersaulted as he and the crate were thrown from the truck. My heart beat in my throat. Sweat popped out on my arms. "Abby." I looked up. My heart froze. "Mama?" I was in for it now. I braced myself with the kind of tongue lashing over only Mama could give. Instead, she sat down next to me and took my hand. After a long moment, she said, "A relative from Virginia, huh?" I looked away. I guess I wasn't such a good liar. I thought Mama was going to tell me how sinful it was to lie, how thoughtless I was being. Instead, she stretched her legs out in front and leaned her head back against the tired wall. The silence stretched out between us, taut as a fiddle string. Then the bus pulled into the front of the station. Above the windshield was the word Asheville in big letters. I started to slip my hands out of Mama's. She gripped it tight. "No, Abby," she said. "I watched the people get off the bus, but Mama, I have a ticket." Mama apparently hates wasting money. She shook her head. "I can let you go." My heart pounded as the bus driver helped the woman with the baby onto the bus. The old man gathered up his plastic bags full of who knows what and shuffled to the waiting bus. Mama gripped my hand so hard it hurts. "Mama, please," I said. A tear slipped down my cheek and over my lip. "I got to find him." Mama wiped the tear away with her thumb. I understand, Abby, really I do, but no." The bus driver mounted the steps and climbed into the bus driver's seat. Those doors would close any seconds. I jerked my hand away and lurched to my feet. I didn't even bother grabbing my pack. I crunched it as fast as I could across the room. Abby, stop. Mama's voice rang out. I hesitated for a sixteenth of a second, then pushed through the door. Wait, I cried. The driver revved the engine of the bus. His hand clutched the handle to close the door. He looked from me to Mama. Drive on, Mama's voice said behind me. She's not going. The door folded shut. I watched with pure frustration as the bus that would help me get to Virginia pulled away. If it weren't for those stupid crunches in the stupider case, I would have run that bus down. Mama touched my shoulder. Time to go home, Abby. I whirled away from Mama's touch like it was fire. Stop it, I said. Stop telling me what to do. Mama jerked back like I slapped her. It's all your fault, I said. If you let him ride up front with us in your put-rid truck, I'll never have lost 10. But no, all you cared about was how nice your brand new truck was. Mama held out a hand like she was trying to ward off a mad dog. Now, Abby. A dim burst inside me. And when you promised we'd go back and look for him? But we haven't. So I have to go myself because none of you care. Mama folded her arm over her chest. I do care, Abby. I loved him, but I love you more. I have to do what's best for you. Someday you'll understand. No, I won't, I spat. I won't ever understand. All I understand is Tim is out there somewhere, waiting for me, and you don't care? I stood there trembling like a leaf in the fall wind. I never ever talked to an adult like that, much less Mama. She'd probably make me go live in the barn with her precious Elmas, or maybe she'd make me walk all the way home. I didn't care. Everything I said was true. Mama opened her mouth, then closed it. She slumped like somebody had let all the air out of her. She wiped at the corner of one eye and sniffed. She slung my pack on her good shoulder. Come on, honey, let's go home. I got straight to my room after me and Mama got back from the bus station and didn't come out. My stomach grumbled and growled from missing supper, but I didn't care. Tim was probably starving too. I got out the map I planned to work on during the bus ride to Virginia. When there came a tap on my door, I gripped my colored pencil tighter. Go away, I said. The door swung open anyway. Mima stood tall and straight as the pine in the doorway. I brought you a little bite to eat, she said. I turned back to my map. I ain't hungry, I said. Mima didn't care how I talked. She shut the door behind her. I made you a grilled cheese, all mashed down and gooey the way you like. My stomach nodded up. I sure did love Mima's grilled cheese sandwich, but still, no thank you, I said. She set the tray with the sandwich and glass of milk on my bed. She picked up the brush off my dresser and came up behind me. Mima worked my braids loose. Starving yourself won't bring Thames back, Abby. I closed my eyes against the tears and I didn't say anything. That lump in my throat was so big. I couldn't get anything out even if I wanted to. Brushing the brush from the top of my head and all down my back, she said, You about broke your mama's heart trying to run off like that, honey. The long strokes of the brush worked out the tangles in my hair and my throat. But I still didn't say anything. Your mama's got enough on her mind with your daddy leaving and the money it took to fix that van. I don't see why Daddy has to leave again. I thought he'd given up playing music on the road, I said. Mima stopped brushing. Your daddy's not staying by the hearth kind of dog. Never has been. But Mama says she's just as happy to not be traveling all the time, I pointed out. Mima resumed her brushing. Yes, she was wearing off life on the road, and it's not a fit life for a child. Mima hummed under her breath. Do you miss the traveling life, Abby? She asked. I looked out onto the moonlit fields and dark mountains all around us. I knew every square inch of those 80 acres as well as I know the colors of my eyes and hair and every single freckle. I know just how the trees whispered to me and Tim on a summer evening in the best place along Clear Creek to look for salamanders, and that there was no better place to watch for deer than the pond down below the apple orchard. No, ma'am, I said. I'm just as happy we moved in with you. I never wanted to leave Wildcat Cove and Harmony Gap. That sure is a big old yellow moon, Mama Meemaw said in a dreamy kind of voice. Your Grandpa Bill called it a Carolina moon. I looked up at Meemaw's face, all fairway looking like it gets when she talks about my grandpa. I touched her arms to bring her back. Meemaw, you reckon Tim is looking at this same moon somewhere? Meemaw smiled a sad kind of smile. He just might be, honey, he might be. I'm just gonna stop here because if I read another chapter, then it will stop somewhere. It says that you can read no more. So I'm just gonna stop here. I'm gonna read 2 chapters. Let me see if it's long enough. Okay, I'm gonna read 2 chapters next time. Okay, if you want to hear more, then just find a black screen and then you'll hear more. Bye.